Yeah, you are. Whatever you know. So we understand. Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Namaste Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Hare 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 Krishna, नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I've sent the verse to the Bensalem group. It's 1.1.17. So please keep it open and then we can start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tam Namami Harim Param Seeking blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas. Let's continue from verse number 17, first canto, first chapter. Hare Krishna. Bensalem Bhakti Vriksha? I sent a link. It hasn't come? Or the last link?
It's there.
Maybe it's yours is not connecting to the internet. Can you check? It's one. You can open the Veda-based IO approach. The first canto, first chapter, 17th verse. Please repeat. Tasya karmani udarani
Tasya karmanudharani
parigitani suribihi
Prītāni yūribihi
bruhina shraddhananam
Brūhīna shaddhanānām
Līlaya dadatah kalaha
Līlaya dadatah kalāha
Tasya karmani udarani
Tasya karmāni udārāni
parigitani suribihi
Parihītāni sūribihi
bruhina shraddhananam
Brūhīna shaddhanānām
Līlaya dadatah kalaha
Līlaya dadatah kalāha
Tasya karmani udarani
Tasya karmāni udārāni
parigitani suribihi
Parihītāni sūribihi
bruhina shraddhananam
Brūhīna shaddhanānām
Līlaya dadatah kalaha
Līlaya dadatah kalāha
Can somebody please read the translation?
His
Yeah, Kamal Prabhu, go ahead, please.
translation. His transcendental acts are magnificent and gracious, and great learned sages like Narada sing of them. Please, therefore, speak to us who are eager to hear about the adventure he performed in his various incarnations.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Before we read the purport, just to recap where we were. So we are in Naimisharanya, and all the sages have assembled and they have received Suta Goswami. So Suta Goswami has come to Naimisharanya having heard the conversation of Bhagavatam between 17, between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami. Now, so far what we have covered is the sages have given us the qualification of Suta Goswami. Why Suta Goswami is authentic and why we have to hear from them, from Suta Goswami. Now, in this segment, they are asking Suta Goswami specifically to talk about glories of Krishna. And in this particular verse, they are describing three things, namely. So first, let's break down the verse, then we can read the purport. So when we get the context of the verse, then Prabhupada's purport actually can make a lot of, can have a greater impact. So just look at the verse. So they are talking about Tasya. Tasya here is of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Tasya Kalaha Leelaha. Kalaha means incarnations. So of the Supreme Personality, Kalaha Leelaha, in each incarnation he has performed various Leelas, pastimes. So those, they are saying Bruhi Naha Shraddhadananam. Bruhi means speak to us. They are requesting Suta Goswami, Naha, to all of us. Why he has to speak? Because they are saying we are qualified Shraddhadananam, because we have complete faith. Srila Prabhupada translates Shraddhadananam as ready to receive with respect. Only when somebody is ready to receive, it's possible to absorb the full effect of it. So one example that is given is, there is medicine. If somebody is sick, if they take the medicine, medicine can cure them. But if you don't take the medicine, even though the medicine is potent, medicine has no effect on you, right? So that is the importance of this one verse, Shraddha. So we will elaborate on that. So remember, Shraddha Dhanana, that all these sages, they have complete faith in the spirit, in the spiritual process, in the scriptures, and they are ready to receive what Sutta Goswami is going to tell. So this is our greatest qualification, Shraddha Dhanana. Now, these Leelas of Krishna, in each and every pastime, they have one unique qualification. What it is? It is said, these karmani, all these activities that the Supreme Lord does, they are udarani, magnanimous. We'll discuss a little more about it, but remember this. So there is Leela that they are asking to describe, because they are having full faith, and these Leelas, they are generous. Udarani, magnanimous, one other meaning is generous, that it's open to everyone. It requires no qualification. The other meaning of magnanimous is being forgiving, being unlimitedly forgiving. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called the magnanimous avatar. Mahavadanyaya. So that is Mahaprabhu, when Krishna himself came down as Mahaprabhu, that was the most enhanced quality that Mahaprabhu pronounced in his Leela. So the pastimes, Leela of Kalaha, incarnations, Bruhi Naha Shraddhadhananam. Please speak to us, because we are qualified, we have complete faith, Shraddhadhananam. And these pastimes are what? Karmani. All these karmani are what? Udarani. They are magnanimous. So, and the last point, Parigitani Suribihi. Suribi, Srila Prabhupada is translating as great souls. Suraha, Devatas are called Suraha because they are elevated, they are exalted personalities who are very advanced in the Krishna consciousness. Now these Suribihi, these great personalities, they Parigitani. Gita means to sing, to glorify. Bhagavad Gita, the glories of Bhagavan are the glories that Bhagavan himself spoke about. That is why it is called Bhagavad Gita. Parigitani. Pari means completely. So these Suribihi, now all these pastimes in various incarnations that are magnanimous, these pastimes, they are not figments of imagination. One thing that we have to always understand. What are these? Parigitani Suribihi. The great souls have glorified, have sung about it. That means it is authentic. That means this has the potency of affecting us if we become Shraddhadanan, if we become faithful as these sages that are sitting in the Naimisharanya, wanting to receive this important message, that is the only thing that is important in our human form of life. So let us read the purport. Prabhupada's purports are very potent always. I would ask one by one to take turns and read, and then we can discuss some more. We have till 7:30, or do we have to? Okay. So who wants to start? Prabhuji, can you have the verse open? Can you please start the purport?
Read the purport?
Read the purport, please.
The personality of Godhead is never inactive as some less intelligent person
Can everyone hear?
suggest.
Okay.
His work
That mic can work now? That mic can work?
magnanimous. His creation, both material and spiritual, are all wonderful and contain all. What is it, Prabhu? You said something?
That mic. Let him bring the mic. I mean, there are two things that I want to stress on. One thing is
Read partly.
participation. Yeah, right. Participation. If you're here only
They are.
just not participating, you won't maximize your time here. So to maximize that, one is participation. The one in the end is reflection. Please remember that. And the third thing is, as we are talking about these things for the next 20-25 minutes, please focus on because it's very important. Yes, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Read. They are.
Yeah, go ahead.
They are described nicely by such liberated souls such as Sri Narada, Vyas, Valmiki, Devala, Asita, Madhva, Sri Chaitanya, Ramanuja, Vishnu Swami, Nimbarka, Sridhara, Vishwanatha, Baladeva, Bhakti Vinod, Siddhanta Saraswati, and many other learned and self-realized souls. These creation, both material and spiritual, are full of opulence, beauty and knowledge. But the spiritual realm is more magnificent due to its being full of knowledge, bliss and eternity.
The material creations are manifested for some as perverted shadows of the spiritual kingdom, can be likened to cinemas. They attract people of less intelligence caliber who are attracted by false things. Such foolish men have no information of the reality, and they take it for granted that the false material manifestation is the all in all. But more intelligent men, guided by the sages like Vyas and Narad, know that the eternal kingdom of God is more delightful, larger and eternally full of bliss and knowledge.
Oh, you have the no.
Wow. Larger text.
Those who are not conversant with the activities of the Lord and His transcendental realm are sometimes favored by the Lord in His adventures as incarnations, wherein He displays the eternal bliss of His association in the transcendental realm. By such activities, He attracts the conditioned souls of the material world. Some of these conditioned souls are engaged in the false enjoyment of material senses, and others in simply negating their real life in the spiritual world. These less intelligent persons are known as karmis, or fruitive workers, and jnanis, or dry mental speculators. But above these two classes of men in the transcendentalist is the transcendentalist known as sattva, or the devotee, who is busy neither with rampant material activity nor with material speculation. He is engaged in the positive service of the Lord, and thereby he derives the highest spiritual benefit unknown to the karmis and jnanis.
As the supreme controller of both the material and spiritual worlds, the Lord has different incarnations of unlimited categories. Incarnations like Brahma, Rudra, Manu, Prithu, and Vyas are His material qualitative incarnations, but His incarnations like Ram, Narsimha, Varaha, and Vaman are His transcendental incarnations. Lord Sri Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations, and He is therefore the cause of all causes.
Thank you, Mataji. So, going back to the translation again. His transcendental acts are magnificent and gracious, and great learned sages like Narada sing of them. Please therefore speak to us who are eager to hear about the adventures He performs in various incarnations. So, Kalaha incarnations, Leela, His pastimes. Krishna is performing, right? Now, all these Leelas, they are there eternally being performed by Krishna. Now, these Leelas have the potency of liberating us if we understand them. Krishna says, Janma karma chane divyam evam yo veti tattvataha. So, Leelas we all know. We've read Krishna book, we've seen little Krishna. We understand, we know the Leela stories. But then, what is missing is tattvataha, Janma karma of Krishna, which is divyam, transcendental. Yomam Veti Tatvataha. So why we are again taking different bodies? Why we are transmigrating from one body to another? This is missing. Tatvataha. That we do not know it in reality. Once who knows this in reality, they are the Suribihi that is being talked about here. So those people that know this in reality, those people, they are giving us this information. Like here Suta Goswami. Suta Goswami heard it from Shukadev Goswami. Shukadev Goswami got it directly from his father, Vyasadeva, right? So because it's coming from them, it's authentic. Now if we want to get the maximum benefit of it, what we have to do? Shraddha Dhanana. We have to start with the faith. So Mahaprabhu talks about the Shraddha as the first step towards our goal. So Mahaprabhu meets Sanatana Goswami and Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatana Goswami. And one of the verses that Mahaprabhu talks about is this very famous verse which begins with Adav Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya Atha Anartha Nivritti. So there are 8 stages Mahaprabhu talks about. The first one is Shraddha. He says everything begins with Shraddha. Adav Shraddha, begin with Shraddha. Then what happens? Sadhu Sangha. So you will somehow through Krishna's arrangement, Guru Krishna Prasade Bhai Bhakti Lata Bij. Krishna's arrangement, he puts you in touch with devotees, Sadhu Sangha. In Sadhu Sangha, what you have to do? Bhajana Kriya. Engage in Bhajana Kriya. Now, Bhajana is not only just singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it also means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Mananam. Very important. I know if one has to advance, they have to engage in these 3. Shravanam, whatever they have heard, they have to repeat. Kirtanam. Because if we don't repeat, then what we have heard, it will get lost in a short span of time. If we repeat, it will stay longer, right? And that is the purpose. Like, why we want to share reflections. At one point of time, when we start sharing reflections, we'll remember. And, as a progression, everyone here should be able to speak. Only when we speak, we retain. Only when we speak, our attraction to Krishna, it gets actually ignited. So that is very important. So Shravanam, Kirtanam and Mananam is very important. Why? What we heard, what we speak, if we don't absorb, Mananam is the part where we absorb into our inner self. So there is a story in Madhva Sampradaya of this saint who was so attached to Srimad Bhagavatam. He was 24 hours reciting Bhagavatam, thinking about Bhagavatam, contemplating Bhagavatam, and then it is said when he left his body was burned, and then when they took the ashes into a river to do Asti Visarjana, they could hear Bhagavatam coming from the astis, from the bones. So that is how his mananam was. You internalize it. When you internalize it, it becomes your second nature. This is what training does. I remember still my uncle. He was engaged in. He was selected for police, and then he was going to the training, and then right in the middle of the night he's sleeping, but then he would get up and he would be in the sleep, left, right, left, right, left, right. Because that is how much they train. It becomes your second nature, right? So that is what we should have. That is what should happen. And that happens through Mananam. So the beginning of all this is Shraddha. So Shraddha leads to Sadhu Sangha leads to Bhajana Kriya, which we are engaging in. Bhajana Kriya will lead to Anartha Nivritti. So this Anartha Nivritti is the stage where we are actually we have all anarthas. The major 6 anarthas that is described in Shastras is what? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So these anarthas, they are so ingrained in us. If we don't engage in the devotional process, we don't even know these anarthas exist. We think this is fine. You've seen many karmis. For you, when you look at them, you see that they are living an animalistic life, but then they are not aware. They think that is what it is, right? Why? Because they haven't progressed to the stage of even being aware of anarthas. But then one who follows this process through simple faith, Shraddha, and then progress to anartha nivritti, they will come to a phase where they begin to be aware of the anarthas that exist in them. When they understand as an anartha, say for example, kama, krodha, lobha, any of these if you take, as you start chanting, one thing I've personally experienced, if your chanting is really pakka, if you're chanting 16 rounds, mainly just Shravanam and Kirtanam, Prabhupada said only do only these two things in chanting, right? Everything else that has to come from the effects of chanting will just follow. Don't expect, like there was one Prabhupada disciple who was thinking about becoming a big preacher, but he thought in order to become a big preacher, he needs to get some siddhis so that he could show to people and then make them devotees, right? But then that is too far. So Prabhupada said, chant. When you chant, it will purify you, and what you speak, it will have an effect on other people, right? So one who is engaging in Shravanam and Kirtanam while chanting, then if your 16 rounds are perfect, when you are interacting with people, if you get any of these anarthas, show their head, pop out, you become aware of it quickly. And then you can at that time make an effort to control. This is what the first verse by Srila Rupa Goswami says in Shikshastakam. Vacho vegam, manasaha, krodha vegam, jihva vegam, udaropassa vegam. So vacho vegam, when somebody is speaking, if you're not aware of what you speak is making you commit an offense, then you cannot stop yourself. I remember Chaitanya Jivan Prabhu, our Rath Yatra chairman, who passed away 2 years back. He was so very meticulous when he was dealing with devotees. We would be sitting in the Rath Yatra meetings, and then some devotee says something, and then he is the chairman of the Rath Yatra meeting. He has to control. The way he would manage the situation, later on when you talk to him, he says, Prabhu, I could have told him this at that time, but that is creating an offense. I don't want to create an offense. He was so aware, minutely aware of not wanting to create an offense against devotees. Why? It comes from chanting. It comes from service. So, anartha nivritti is the stage where one becomes aware of their anarthas, and then they can control these anarthas. And then once one actually is able to become aware of anarthas, control the anarthas, next stage is called becoming fixed, nishtha. Nishtha means you are fixed in Krishna consciousness. You are fixed in spirituality. Nobody can shake your faith. Even if 100 other philosophies come, you are fixed. There is nothing that can shake. Now if you continue that being mixta stage, the next higher stage is ruchi, where you get the taste. This is where, I used to love watching basketball. Now I don't even turn my head towards basketball. Why? Because the ruchi has changed. Ruchi was before, basketball, movies, soccer, football. But now the ruchi is what? Because I've reached that stage, I don't find ruchi in basketball, but I find ruchi in kirtan, in Krishna Katha. Always wanting to think about something in Bhagavad Gita, some past tense in Bhagavatam. That is the ruchi stage. Prabhupada said, one who reaches the ruchi stage, rarely does he fall down. So that's a very high elevated stage. Now after ruchi comes bhava. Bhava. after bhava is the highest is the prema. And Prabhupada literally said, Yamuna Mataji, this is what I've heard. Prabhupada said that Yamuna Mataji, that's the only thing that I've heard, that Yamuna Mataji has reached the stage of bhava. That's the only person that I've heard Prabhupada talk about it. Maybe there are others, right? So it's a very high stage where you are completely immersed in Krishna's thoughts, bhava. The next highest that Prabhupada, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave is prema. Prema Pumarto Mahan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, because there are 4 Purusharthas from the human form of life. The 4 Purusharthas, the main reasons why one has to use the human form of life were Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. These were the 4. They are called Purusha Arthas. We are all Purushas. Male, female, anybody. It is called Purusha. What is the main reason why we have to be here? We have to do our activities according to Dharma, which will give us Artha. We can get what is required to sustain ourselves. Artha. Using that Artha for the Kama. And those Kamas should be according to the Dharma, and if we do all this, then Moksha, liberation. This is the highest. Mahaprabhu said there is one even beyond that. So it is breaking down that highest into something that is even more sublime, which is prema. What do you do after you get liberated? It's not like we will go to spiritual world and watch cricket, T20. It's not the purpose, right? What is it that we do? Prema. Prema means even to get to the liberation stage, one has to build up his connection with Krishna. Then only one can get liberated. So that connection continues even when we go to spiritual world. And that prema is what actually keeps us engaged in wanting to serve Krishna. Right? So all this starts from Shraddha. So that is where all these sages, they are saying we are qualified because we have the faith. Shraddha dhananam. Bruhinaha. Please talk to us. Please give us information about what? Kalaha Leela. Of all the incarnations, Dadataha, that they have performed, Leela. All these informations, the Leela that they have performed, speak to us. Because these have been spoken by whom? Spoken by Suribihi. Parigitani Suribihi. These are the ones that have seen the truth. Upadekshanti te gnanam, gnaninas sattvadarshanaha. So because it's the truth, we should have faith in that. So that is the whole import of this verse. So we have to have the faith. With the faith, we want to actually hear Srimad Bhagavatam, which is encyclopedia of all the pastimes. And these pastimes, if you look in Srimad Bhagavatam, they are actually being spoken by many different devotees. So every canto you see, there are devotees that are actually glorifying the Supreme Lord. Now these glories are coming from them because they have personally experienced it. Right? So because of their personal experience, because they are beyond the Anartha Nivritti stage, it's important that these have to be received that way. Now, actually there are many people that ask this question, very simple question. Have you seen Krishna? If you have seen Krishna, show us, then we will believe. Right? So, my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he had this one incident that he was repeating, that these people that ask these questions, okay, if Krishna is there, show us, then we will believe and we will become devotees. Right? Now, if one has to travel this path, it's like taking a fruit that we have not tasted and then giving it to somebody and when he eats it, we ask him to explain what that fruit tastes like, and then we want to taste it. It's not possible. So Prabhupada said, you have to drive your own plane, right? So we have to experience this. So if the whole Srimad Bhagavatam is spoken by the experience, personal experience of these devotees. Now these devotees do not speak it just for some advertisement. So this was Maharaj's explanation. Now, if you want to know Krishna exists, you want to see Krishna, then you believe, right? Then if you cannot see Krishna, you cannot believe. Who do you believe, right? If you don't believe in Krishna, you believe in some XYZ who is either an atheist or who is a karmi that is doing all sorts of things, right? You have to believe in something. Either you go to a university or you read a science journal, you read a psychology book or a philosophy book, you have to believe in some philosophy. Who do you believe, right? Do you want to believe somebody that is a womanizer, that is eating meat, that is drinking, that talks about nonsense, that is not truthful, that wants to only be self-centered, thinks about his own benefits? Or do you want to believe in the words of devotees who are in Bhagavatam? These devotees have impeccable behavior. They have zero personal interest. They're not doing it for their own self-gratification. They're not doing it to get some kind of advertisement or some kind of signing up some deals with some brands, right? These are devotees that are karunika. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam also, samsarinam karunaya aha purana guhyam. When Shukadeva Goswami starts speaking, why did he speak? He was not even coming out of the forest. He was totally on the platform of liberated stage. Why did he want to come out of the forest and then speak this to Parikshit Maharaj? Why? He wasn't getting anything. Parikshit Maharaj, even though he could give him the whole kingdom, so Shukadeva Goswami didn't want it. Why did he speak? So it's given in Bhagavatam, samsarinam, like us, people like us, karunaya, out of just wanting to help, karuna, out of that compassion, aha, purana guhyam, this purana which is actually most confidential, it was spoken by Shukadeva Goswami for this purpose. So that is why we have to trust somebody. Who do we trust? We have to make that decision. Either trust the devotees in Bhagavatam that speak about Krishna through their personal experience, not for any gain, only for our benefit, or some XYZ who is writing books, making it New York bestsellers and then making money and living a luxurious life, right? So that is the important thing. Now Suribihi are these people, and they parigitani, they sing the glories, and that is why Karmani of Lord Krishna, they are Udarani. They are magnanimous. And Krishna himself comes and talks about it. But then, most of Srimad Bhagavatam is actually by devotees. Devotees glorifying Suribihi Parigitani. They are speaking about Krishna. Now, how Krishna's activities are magnanimous. It is said, Karmani Udarani. Udarani means open-hearted, generous. One thing we have to understand. Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita also, that when he comes down to the material world, he performs activities. But then these activities is not required to be performed by Krishna. Like for example, we have to perform activities. Why? Because we have to purify our karmas. Now we've taken birth. Why we have taken birth? Because we had some karma. Why we have a particular kind of family, particular kind of education, particular kind of background, particular kind of thinking, intelligence. Why do we have? It's all based on karma. But for Krishna, it is not karma. Krishna is never bound by karma. So Krishna himself says that all these activities that he is doing, they are not affecting him at all. But still he does them. Why? Loka sangraha evartham. He says, it's only because I want to teach you something. Because if you don't connect to Krishna, there is no way we can get in touch with, get our journey, the goal of the journey completed, right? So these activities that Krishna performs, how they are udara, we have to take some examples. First example, like from Ramayana, Lord Rama, born king, very beautiful, beautiful wife, he was going to become king, he had the pleasure of enjoying such a huge kingdom, everything came. But what did Lord Rama do? At the drop of a coin, he left everything. Why? Mother Kaikeyi asked, but that's just a nepa matra. That's just an excuse. Why did Lord leave the kingdom? There were so many people. Bharata comes. He says, I'm not going to come. I'm not going to become the king. You become the king. Otherwise, I'll come with you. I'm not going to become the king. Lord Rama convinces Bharata. Lord Rama convinces Vasishtha Muni, who is the Rajaguru, that what he is doing, following his father's words, they are the right thing to do. Kaikeyi herself comes and she says, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to take this back. You come back and rule. Lord Rama says, no, I have given my word to my father, I cannot come. He could have gone. There are many opportunities Lord Rama had, right? He did not. What did he end up doing? He wanted to go actually to bless those devotees that were waiting in Dandakaranya forever. There were many devotees that were waiting in Dandakaranya. They were just waiting for Lord Rama to come. Mother Shabari, one example. Sharabanga, Rishi, he was so old, he could not move. But he had just held on to his life here because he knew Lord Rama was going to come. He said, Lord Rama, I want to just see you, and then leave. Just for that, Lord Rama came to the forest. This is the magnanimity of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, Supreme Lord doesn't need any of these things. Then he had to give his association to Sugriva. Then he had to give us Hanumanji, such a gem that was hiding somewhere, and because of Lord Rama, Hanumanji got such a great service. Lord Rama himself says, there is nothing I can give you in return to the service that Lord Hanumanji performed. Flying across the ocean, meeting Mother Sita, convincing her that Lord Rama will come and take her back. Lanka Dahan, killing thousands and thousands of Rakshasas. No weapons, no body armor, no backup, nothing, single-handedly. Nobody could do it. So this gem, it came to us as an example of doing service to Lord only because Lord Rama left all that he had in Ayodhya and then went to forest, right? This is his magnanimity. Why? Because he wanted these devotees to experience that pleasure with him. So there are many Krishna Lila, Mother Trivakra. Nobody would care. She was ugly, she was neglected, all that she had to do was whole life. She would take the sandalwood, make a paste and then give it to Kamsa. But when Krishna comes, he sees Mother Trivakra and he says, who are you? I like that, what are you taking? Can you give that to me?
Trivakra is Kubja?
Kubja, yeah, Trivakra. So Trivakra is so happy. She is saying, I'm taking it for Kamsa, but I've heard about you, Krishna, a lot. Every time I'm thinking about you, but you're asking me to apply it on you. Krishna, can I apply it on you? Because I'm not good looking. Everybody neglects me. Can I touch you? Mother Trivakra is asking, what does Krishna do? Oh, they are saying like this. So Krishna puts his thumb on her thumb, the toe on her toe, takes one finger on her chin, straightens her, and she becomes the most beautiful. And then what happens? Krishna actually, after killing Kamsa, comes back and fulfills her desire and then gives her a baby. And he becomes Vishoka, who becomes the Sarathi of Bhimasena in Mahabharata Kurukshetra war. See, that's the magnanimity. What did Krishna have to do to go to Kubja, Trivakra? Nothing, right? Now the other example, Vibhishan. He's all the way in the Lanka. Who would care? And then actually when Ravana shows him off, saying, "You're a traitor, go away. I'm not going to kill you, but then I'm going to banish you from the kingdom." Vibhishana came straight to Lord Rama. And Lord Rama asked everyone, Vibhishana is Ravana's brother, can we accept it? Everyone said, no, there is a conspiracy, don't accept him. He is a brother of an enemy. Hanuman is the only one who said, when I visited Lanka, he was the only one that spoke against Rama, the dharma, against Ravana about dharma. So we should accept him. Lord Rama accepts him. And Lord Rama does what? Even before the war began, Lord Rama made Vibhishan the king of Lanka. And there's the story, somebody asked Rama, Lord Rama, if Ravana comes and surrenders to you, what will you do? Rama said, because Lanka is already given to Vibhishan, you cannot take it back. So Rama said, I'll give him Ayodhya. So that is the magnanimity of the Supreme Lord. Now why he is doing all this? It's only for us, right? Why? Because if we listen to such acts, such magnanimous act, our heart becomes soft. That is what Krishna is waiting to steal, the butter. That heart has to become soft when we hear Krishna's stories, and that is what these sages are doing. Parigitani, Suribihi, what? All these activities, karmani udarani, and that these sages are saying, bruhinaha. Why? Because these are kalaha lila. These are the incarnation's activities. So we have some time. Let's share some reflections. We went over. So, Mike. Oh, we have something else?
No. Out of 6 questions, which is this question?
Which is this question? That's a question. Bhakta Sangha Prabhu is asking. Out of 6 questions that sages are asking, which is this question? Anybody remember?
What number is it?
What number is it? Okay, nobody remembers. Bhakta Sangha Prabhu will answer. Mike, your relatives. You want this?
No, that's fine. I think it's fourth.
Fourth one? Okay. So, everyone, at least one reflection. Even if it is repeating the same thing that somebody else said, that's fine. It will stay with you. That is the whole purpose. So, Brindamati, let's start. Hare Krishna.
I learned today that whatever activities Krishna that he did so that he could like make us understand, and for us he did those activities so he can, as you said, steal our heart.
Thank you.
What I learned is that there was 2 types of avatars in the purport of Krishna.
I like the explanation you give how about the verse Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Rupa Goswami, different 9 stages of bhakti, and the way you explain with some examples, I like that. Great.
Want to talk? You nicely explained about the devotee who are not committed to Krishna. Even I had also a lot of experience on that. Their main problem is ego. They don't want to listen. And because they have wealth, and also nice position, especially in USA. Once from India, they were in very poverty or very average income family. When they came and earned a good amount of money, all the wealth and facilities, they always feel that why do I need to bow down my head to anyone? But initially they used to do that. In my experience, after 50s, those who are all not able to bow down their head, after 50s automatically they are slowly turning back. It's a nice analogy you gave there. Thank you.
the class, and then I one story which proves that how Krishna is magnanimous. It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pastime. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling in the boat in Bengal, and one of his disciples was also riding in the boat. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to teach Vyakran grammar, and he wrote one book. It's called Vyakran. And one of his disciples also, I don't know his name, he had also written Vyakran. So when he heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had written on book Vyakran, he asked, "Can I see Nimai?" He looked and he started crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, "Why you are crying?" "No, I'm crying because I have also written this Vyakran, but yours one is so nice. Nobody is going to read mine one. Yours one is really good." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "Really? Yes. Can I see?" And then he take it and throw in the Ganges. Then the disciple gets upset. "Wow, why throw?" "No, because I want people to read yours one." So Radha Maharaj explains that this type of quality is there only in Krishna. And in partially, if somebody is sincerely practicing, they also get all the 26 qualities. Krishna is having 64 quality, and devotees, when they are serious, they get 26. So yes, so many wonderful qualities of Krishna, and one of that, magnanimous. The whole Krishna book is full with different pastimes of Krishna, which proves that he is magnanimous. Thank you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So actually I came quite late, but still I was, I like both the avatars, like both Ramas and Krishna, and how they deal with the situations and how they help, the realization basically, how you should be able to, follow the dharmas, his preachings and all those. That was what I got much more affected because of what you explained very nicely, all these things. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I like the way how you connected the verse and the purpose behind how and why sages were asking. It's not like a simple story or katha. In this verse they're explaining how important it is to listen to the pastimes of Krishna. And again, why just by hearing it doesn't end there, how it helps us to take away our anarthas, like how it helps us. So indirectly that significance, the way it's explained and how you connected that to us with the real purpose or the message from this verse, that was my reflection. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. What I learned in today's class is Lord Krishna personally doesn't have to come to kill the demons. He is so powerful that any one of his even devotees are powerful that they can take the job on his behalf. But the reason he really comes is to multifold increase the love of the devotees, and he wants to see his devotees because he loves them, and also to increase the love of the devotees in their heart for Krishna. That's the whole main primary reason he comes. He doesn't necessarily have to come just to kill the demons. Hare Krishna.
Bishop Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
For the spiritual path, the first step is the Shraddha, unflinching faith.
and ends with bhava and prema.
Thank you very much.
They have it.
You Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Please share.
I always.
So I learned that Shraddha is the first step of devotion.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So I think what I learned today is chanting is the best way to overcome all the anarthas, Kam, Krodh, Lobh and Matasya. And that is the only way we can approach towards the God.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
What I learned today, is that Krishna's transcendental acts are magnificent, huge, and even great sages talk about that.
Thank you, Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna Mata.
What I learned today was like about the anarthas, especially if you are basically situated, well situated in devotional service, then you are able to control the anarthas. Otherwise it's very difficult to control anarthas because even when they pop up, you at least find out. That was the best point, I think, because that's something which most of us face when we know that these are the anarthas. So that's what I learned and that's what I like the best. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Makadiyapu.
It's okay. I really like the way you said about faith and how to listen about Krishna Katha. There are so many other things and there are so many other activities going on. To come in the Krishna Katha and do the Sadhu Sangha, that's the main purpose of our life. And chanting and everything comes from the satsang. I really like that way.
Thank you, Krishna. Bhakti Sangha Prabhu, last but not the least.
Not but least. No, that's fine. So one thing is for sure that unless we question, so the whole Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, there are question and answers, right? So unless we question, we don't even get faith actually. To start with, we have to question, like how sages are questioning, right? Only then when they hear from Sutta Goswami or Sukadeva Goswami, whoever it is, then our faith increases. So the basic thing I feel is questioning. Like even material world, we question every stage, right? We go to university, without questioning, you don't get multitude answers actually. So basic thing is question. Every time we have to question. In an assembly, when I have seen but many discourses, when the speaker asks, do you have any questions? People say, no, no questions. That means, is that what everybody understood everything? No. Even though we have many questions, we don't come out with, because we are shy or mostly we are shy. We don't want to be limelighted. So that is why. So, but basic thing is. So this is our small family actually. We have been seeing for many years. It's not that we are strangers and we have to shy away. So I felt that unless we question things, we get good answers and then we get faith. So that is where it starts. That's my realization.
Athato Brahma Jignasa.
Athato Brahma Jignasa.
Yeah, I think we have to have more of discussion kind of a scenario, because otherwise we won't grow as much as fast. If we open up, if we start thinking, if we start talking, then we will have more faster advancement. So. Kirtika Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
What
struck me was the Mananam, the example what you gave of the Brahmana, the old man who practiced Bhagavatam so much that he spoke about it, thought about it, and that's why even after his death, even the asti of this, the people could hear from Bhagavatam from that. So most of the times I complain that I don't remember a lot of things what I hear. But I think this is the answer why I don't speak so much. So this is what I want to take from today's class.
Yeah, my daughter started going to school last week, and in the night when she's sleeping, like in the middle of the sleep, she's saying, "It's my turn, don't take it." So that's what she was doing the whole day, like in the school, and it comes to her even in her sleep. So that's Mananam for her, and that has to be our Mananam. Krishna. That's why like Prabhupada used to chant all the time. There's one time when Prabhupada was giving an interview. He was in the studio, and everyone, like before this interview started, they were hearing a humming noise, and they were checking all their mics, their instruments. They're like, where is this humming coming from? Nobody could notice, and then finally somebody pointed out that Prabhupada was softly chanting, like inside, and that was creating a humming voice. And so Prabhupada was always chanting. Yeah, important. You have anything to share? Okay.
You have kids about you.
Yeah, on the same context about Srila Prabhupada, that one of his disciples, he asked, Prabhupada, you have been giving lectures, you write books, you yourself read. So how do you say that chanting 24 hours a day? Right? It's not chanting 24 hours a day, right? But he said, this is what I heard from one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples. Then Srila Prabhupada said, come, give your ear to my back. So Prabhupada was just talking at that time, but still when he kept his ear to his back, he was able to hear Mahamantra from Srila Prabhupada. Right? That means he's 24-hour Krishna conscious, 24 hours chanting. Even though he was writing books, even though he was giving lectures, but still, inside 24 hours chanting. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we have
another incident happened. One devotee here somewhere in America. He was a temple president. Since he was very busy, he was not chanting. So devotee they complained to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, this person is the president and he doesn't chant his own. And Prabhupada being on chant, they do what he said, and that's okay. He's president. But again and again he got complaint about him. So he called him and he asked him, I heard that you are not chanting, you are wrong. Srila Prabhupada has so many things to do. So 2 hours it takes for chanting. In that 2 hours I have so many things to do. So then he says, so you are not chanting. You think about me? Yes, Srila Prabhupada. Oh yes, Srila Prabhupada. I think 24 hours about you. How do you go back to God? Because you are thinking about me and I'm thinking about Krishna, so no problem. So that is Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Chanting is more contagious than Corona, COVID. So we have quickly now Bhagavad Gita sloka recitation from kids.
You are first, right?
No, first. Okay.
We are having Bhagavad Gita chanting verse, like 108 important verses.
Dhritarashtra Dharmakshetra Kurukshetra Samaveda Yudhsamaha Mamaka Pandava Vaschaiva Kimakurvada Sanjaya.
Haribo!
No translation. No translation. Next time.
You have to try. You can try.
Dhritarashtra Dharmakshetra Kurukshetra Samaveda Yudhsamaha Mamaka Pandava Vaschaiva Kimakurvada Sanjaya. Translation. This was said, O Sanjay, After my sons and the son of the Pandu assembled at the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, deciding to fight, what did they do?
Very good.
Watch the Vajitra Kurukshetra Samita is Mama Kaha Pandavesha Kim Kurvat Sanjay.
This is American version.
Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra,
What did you
what they are doing?
What did you
No. Desiring to fight, what did they do?
Yeah, you can tell in your own words.
Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetayu Yutsavaha Mamaka Pandavasheva Kema Kurbata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, being desirous to fight, what did they do?
Very good.
Dharmakshetra Kurukshetra Samavetayu Mamaka Pandavasheva Kema Kurbata Sanjaya. Translation. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?
Very good.
Dhritarashtra Vacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetayu Yutsavaha Mamaka Pandavasheva Kema Kurbata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after assembling in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do, being desirous to fight?
Very good. Anybody else? Tell what is the protocol for next week.
Actually, we will be having 108 shlokas, important shlokas. Every Saturday they will memorize one shloka. But I'm thinking just for them to remember the previous shlokas so they don't forget. Today they have recited one shloka, the first one. The next Saturday they will have today's and the new one which they have learned. So they will continue to say that. So the final 108th day they should remember all the 108 shlokas.
So
Maybe we'll have a...
that dedicated Saturday only for that.
Only for recitation.
Wonderful, that's a good...
Yeah, only snacks.
Yeah.
Next sloka is
Yeah, that is a very good theme. You all agree?
Yes.
Parents also will learn. Yeah, parents also will learn meanwhile. Because they have to teach the kids when they go home. Right? Getting next. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. A big round of applause to Shyam Prabhu. So it's not just speaking, it's not just discourse, but when we go home, we have to take at least one point from this session. Right? So that we remember and we apply it in our life. Okay, thank you. So we'll have prasadam now. Mahaprasade Govinde.
Mahaprasade Govinde.
Nama Brahmane Vaishnave. Punyavatam Rajan. Vishwaso Naiva Jayate. Jarira Vidyajal. Jarendriya Taheka.
Jiva Kare Vishwasagare. Taramade Jivati. Yogamaya Sudharmati. Take Jeta Pratina Sansare. Krishna Bharadayamai. Garibara Jiva Jai. Swaprasadam Dilo Bhai. Seyanam Ritapao. Shri Radha Krishna Guru Jai Nima, Jai Nitai.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद लवली हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राधा कृष्ण महाप्रसादम की जय लीला प्रभुपाद की जय हरे हरि बोल थैंक यू ऑनलाइन devotees you want to share anything Achyuta Priya Mataji and Meetu Mataji, you want to share anything before we end?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I missed all of your association today.
Yeah, we also miss you, Mataji.
Same here, Prabhu. I've been driving back from New Jersey, so I was just trying to listen to the last few minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu. See you next week.
Hari.